Hey guys, welcome back. So it's been a little while, but I wanted to come back and come back with a really strong video, good video. I know focus a lot on um, day trading and short-term swing trading, but I also I when doing those things, I keep in mind of where the market is going and where it's going to go next. Now, nobody knows where that's going to happen, but there's some um, pretty solid indicators that tell you when it's going to start to happen. Um, and I'm going to go over two of those videos or two of those indicators in this video. If you like the content, like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So the first indicator I'm going to go off of, you guys probably have heard of this indicator. It's called the Buffett Indicator. It's named after Warren Buffett. So it's very simple. What it does is it measures market value to where the stock market's at to GDP. Um, so that may sound like mumbo jumbo to most of you guys, but I'm just going to tell you what to look for, basically, right? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We don't need to necessarily understand all this stuff. We just need to understand what to look for and how to react to it, right? So let's look at some past performance, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so let me explain to you very simply. So the Buffett indicator, again, it measures market value to GDP. Um, so when it is here, it's at zero, which is flat. That means that stocks are quote unquote not overvalued or undervalued. They're about valued fairly according to the indicator. Now you have a +1 deviation, then you have a +2 deviation up here. And this is the one I want you to concentrate on, this +2 deviation and the -2 deviation. And God forbid we ever get to 3 or -3. Um, but pretty much, if you look here, your -2, or when you start to bottom around this -1, -2 area, the stock market's looking for a bottom. Okay, so what does that look like? Well, after the financial crisis in 2008, stocks bottom here, February 2009. And I'll show you here on the chart. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. .com bubble. Okay, so you had the .com bubble. When that popped, stocks were extremely overvalued, +2 deviation, and the bubble popped, and we dropped all the way back down, and we didn't even bottom until, well, you had the financial crisis. It sort of bottomed here around 2003, and then you had the financial crisis, which kicked off here pretty much right at the beginning of 2008. And then we bottomed here in the market around 2009. And then, as you can see, we had it back up, and we once again breached that 2 deviation. Okay, and that happened last June. Okay, so stocks were again extremely overvalued. I'm sorry, December, last December, last December, it's 2020. So December of, or January of 2022, December of 2021. Um, so, so what does that look like in the market? Like, what does that mean to us, right? So I'm going to show you. I'm just going to go back. Um, so let's go back to, I'll just show you the most recent one. So that was, again, if you look here, this was on December 31st, 2021. So let's go to the chart for 2022. And if you look here, guys, and the reason we're not jumping in short right now is you can see it it breached this line in February of 2021, and it didn't even, so a whole year we traded, quote unquote, overvalued. So it wasn't until we actually made that turn. And this is something I explain to my community members all the time. You want to wait until the move is actually made. You don't want to call the tops and call the bottoms. You want to keep an eye out for them, but you want to wait until that move is made and really confirmed before you actually enter into it. So let's go back to when the actual move was made here. And again, that is in December. So January 2022, December 31st, 2021, January 2022. So let's pull up the SPY chart here. All right, we're going to go to the weekly chart. So what did I say? December 2020. Here we go. Okay. So here's this is the weekly chart. Okay. So this is the first week of 2022. This is exactly where that drop in the indicator happened. Okay. Now look at the market. Okay. We dropped all the way from here at, where were we? Highs at about 480 on the SPY. We dropped all the way to, and this is October 2022. We dropped to 340, so almost 100 points. All right, that's a lot of money coming out of the market there. And then we sort of bottomed here, right? And this was in what, October 2022? I wonder what that indicator shows. Let's go back to the indicator. Okay, so the bottom came out here, and look, we started to turn here, and this is, let's see if I can actually get there. Look at that, September 30th, 2022, quote unquote, October 2022. So we bottomed, and then we turned back upwards, okay? And you can zoom into this indicator. Let me see if I can zoom in without messing this up. Probably not. Oh, yeah, I don't want to do that. I zoomed way too much on that one. All right. But you can see here, and you can play around and zoom with it all you want. I just Googled Warren Buffett indicator, and there's a whole bunch of sites that that do this. So so you can see that right there. So okay, was that like a one-time thing? No, absolutely not. Okay, so let's take a look. So here we are peaking at. Sorry, I can't. Technology is a pain in the ass sometimes. So this is like January, February of 2000. So let's see, this is when the peak happened, right? And then we started downturn, or started down. So the beginning of the year 2000. Let's go there. Let's start there, because you had a whole, whether you got it in January, February, it didn't matter. As long as you took that short, I mean, you had 3 years to short it, really. You know what I mean? So plenty of downside here. But let's look at the chart. Maybe not 3 years, maybe a little over two. So let's jump back to that SPY chart, and let's go to the year 2000. Okay, we got to jump a little bit, jump around a little bit. Let's see, what do we got here? Year-wise 2000. Let's do this. Let's do this. And it's funny, I can like just look at the chart and like almost see, okay, that's where it's going to be. So here we go. All right, the beginning of 2000. This is March 2000. I think our indicator came in like January, February, right? So look at that, right at, I mean, not the exact tippy top, but the top. So we called that indicator, again, called the top there, right? And then we came all the way down, and we bottomed here around September-ish. When does it actually turn? Maybe March 2003, let's say. Because again, we're waiting for it to actually turn up. Let's look and let's see. So we confirmed, yes, we had this drop, this crazy drop after the dot-com bubble. And then we should have, according to this, if this indicator is accurate, then here in somewhere around 2002, 2003, let's see what the indicator says. So here's the .com crash, and then, whoops, I did it again. .com crash. Oh, that's not, here we go. Here's the crash. And then here we go. February 28th, 2003. That's when we started turning up again. And then you could even go so far. Now, granted, this wasn't, we didn't. Then you have 2008, obviously, with all the bullshit there. We turned down again. And then, again, if the indicator is correct, not correct, but accurate, I guess you can say, then we have a bottom here after the financial crisis in 2008. I think I already showed you this. February 2000, so March. And I think I already showed you that one. So March of 2009. You get the picture. So what's my point? All right. My point is we are once again almost at overvalued. I mean, strongly over. We're past overvalued. Let's get that straight. We are past overvalued. We're now looking for the top. Okay. And as you can see, we are still in a kind of a rocket ship up. Again, we wouldn't just jump in short here, and that's calling tops and bottoms is a sucker's game. Okay, you wait until the move is made. You want to wait until the move is made. Wait until the bounce happens. Wait until wait until the top happens and turns. And once it turns, see, there's no turning going on here. I can't really zoom, it's kind of pissing me off. But as you can see here, we're just going straight up now. So we're keeping our eyes out that we're now strongly overvalued. But as you can see, over here, it took, where was it? Was it here? Yeah, it took a year for this to play out. Okay, so we got up to overvalued, but it kept going up, and we didn't turn from here. What is this? This is February 2021 to, we didn't turn until, God, come on. Oh, a little bit less than a year later. Okay, so could this go on for another year, possibly into the election season, into 2025? Absolutely. Okay, but we should be prepared for when this turns, is what I'm getting at. Because as soon as that turns, that's it. We're going to start coming back down. The market's going to drop, and we're again going to come back into, at least back down to overvalued, and possibly back down to undervalued. Depending on what happens, really. So that's a Buffett indicator. It's a long-term indicator. This isn't something you would use for day trading, but it's something that I keep an eye on. Maybe once a month or so. Kind of see what things are looking like. You can catch these moves and see exactly which way things are heading. So that's the Buffett indicator. So the second indicator I want to show you guys today is, let's go to SPY, is the wave trend indicator. Okay, and I am using, which one is it? Well, I could just see here, right? My big ass head is in the way. So WT cross is what it's called, or that's the abbreviation. Let's see, it should be in my favorites. Maybe it's not. That's weird. Huh. Sorry, guys. It's weird that it's not. I'm not seeing it here. Unless it's that like bottom one that I can't see because you guys are probably like, it's right there. Yeah, it is. So it's called Wave Trend with Crosses. Sorry, the recording thing was in my way. I couldn't see it. It's the last indicator. By Lazy Bear. Okay. And it looks like this. All right. So it's this bottom indicator here, the one with the red and green dots. So I'm going to pull up the SPY. We'll stay on the weekly chart for now. Okay. So as you can see, we've been in this monster uptrend. Okay. This monster just rocket ship up, right? And there's a little bit of weakness showing. So I've done a few videos and I've showed you guys, that I've been watching this channel that we've been trading in to see, okay, are we going to stay in this channel or are we going to fall out? And we keep testing it and retesting and falling out and jumping back in. And currently, I think we're back in technically. Yeah, barely. But whether we stay here and we could bounce higher, we could go up to that 550-ish area before dropping, maybe 550 before hitting a little resistance here on this uh, smaller trend line. And then obviously the peak's a little bit higher than that, but we have to get through. First of all, we need to hold this. We haven't been able to hold this, but let me show you a little bit about the wave trend indicator and something very interesting. So let me do this. Let me move this to the top. So let's move up. Let's do this. Okay, we'll give everybody a real good look at this thing so you can really kind of see how this thing works. Okay, so this is a newer indicator that I'm using. And again, it's very straightforward, very simple. It's just like any other indicator, like the RSI or the MACD. And as you can see, when you get down to this green line, you are quote unquote undervalued and you're looking for a bounce, right? And when you are up here, you are overvalued, okay? And you're looking for eventually a drop, okay? Going back to my point from the beginning of this video, what did I tell you guys? I said you wait for the move to happen and then you get in. You don't just short it, okay? So for instance, you can see here we've been overvalued here. This is a daily chart for since November, you know what I mean? We did have this small, like, you could have shorted here, I guess, when this started. No, not really. But we've been pretty much overbought here forever, okay? But what we're waiting for is something like this, okay? All these little dots, they don't matter, okay? We want to see this come down from we want to see this start to happen, but not obviously not the fake out, okay? So we want to see something like this, okay? So we're overvalued and then we start to come down, okay? This is when the real move is happening, okay? And look at that, the market drops. It may not look like a lot, but I'll tell you, it's the daily chart, so it's a lot. This is a drop from what is this? 460, and then we bottom out here at what is this? 430, 430-ish, 435 in a matter of just 3 weeks or so, 2 or 3 weeks. That's a big drop in a, a few weeks. Um, and then again, you can play once you get to the quote unquote um, overvalue, or sorry, dyslexia. Um, once you get to the quote unquote um, undervalued, which is again this green line here, then you can again what we're looking for is a move like this, a nice smooth move. Okay, undervalued, and up we go. And again, you can play these little hiccups too. That works just fine, but it's really these moves that you're looking for. So, um, and that's really it as far as the wave trend indicator goes. I'll probably dig deeper into that. And again, let's pull up the weekly chart just so I can show you. I think it's a little more prominent here. Um, yeah, maybe not actually. Yeah, I mean, kind of same thing, right? So here you are. We are overvalued. So you're not shorting here, right? Because if you shorted here, look, it just keeps going up, and you're just overvalued, 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 right? So you just wait. You're looking for, maybe you enter here and stop out. Shit happens, right? Okay. I'm not going to say, oh, this is a perfect indicator because there isn't one. Um, but again, here, okay, maybe it didn't work that time, but boom, okay. So it starts to make its move, and you would enter probably somewhere, I don't know, maybe around here, So, maybe somewhere around like here. And then, you can take profits there, take profits there, you take profits there, you can take profits there, you know what I mean? So, and again, here, well, here we're again down to uh, undervalued. Okay, so you would definitely take profits by here. Okay, even though it ended up going a little bit lower price wise. Again, if you're following that wave trend indicator, um, that's what you would look for. So, and I'm going to do a video on some combinations of indicators. And what to look for, because you never want to use any one indicator, but you also don't want to use 8 indicators, because you're going to get conflicting information. Some indicators, you may have 5 indicators that are saying buy and 3 that are saying sell. You know what I mean? Okay, so what are you looking at? So what is it? You know what I mean? You can say, oh well, buy. There's 5 and 3 now. Well, why don't you just use like 2 or 3 good indicators that work well together. And I'll do an entire video on that to kind of show you a little bit more about that. But so that basically wraps the video up. Again, guys, if you can like and subscribe to the video, I always forget to say that, but it helps the channel a lot. And I'll keep doing more informative videos on this stuff. So again, that is the Buffett indicator, which is a long-term indicator, something that you want to, maybe just glance at maybe once a month, and that'll kind of give you an idea of, what to look out for in the coming months. And the second indicator is the wave trend indicator, and that indicator you can use. It is, as far as what I use it for and we use it for. It is still more of a long-term indicator, not like the Buffett indicator. Like you can use this on like the 2-hour chart or the hourly chart, whereas the Buffett indicator, that's too quick. You would only use the Buffett indicator on maybe like the weekly chart or the monthly chart or maybe the daily chart. Buffett or the wave trend you can use. I mean, I've even used it on like 15-minute charts. So, anyways, that's it. That's all I got. Hope you guys like the content. If you do, like and subscribe. If not, don't. But I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for watching.